Hi, this is David with David's Tutorials. In today's video, I would like to tell you about my very favorite graphic software. Not only what it is, but why it's my favorite. Let's get started. Anybody who is needing to create artwork, graphics, edit photos, make posters, any kind of thing on a computer needs to learn to use some kind of graphic software. And there are tons and tons of graphic software programs out there. Some of them are free, some of them are premium, some of them are very premium. I'm going to talk to you about the various programs that I have tried and tell you what my favorite one is of them all. Before we do that, I'm going to tell you about the various kinds of graphics programs there are. There are vector graphics, which basically draws a line from one point to another, either a straight line or some kind of a curved line, and if it makes a fill, it can fill that in, and it can do gradients and shading and all the other sorts of things. But the thing about vector graphics, it's made by mathematical calculations, which means you can grow it to be as big as you want to. You can draw a vector graphics program on your small tablet, and if you get it the way you want to, you can blow it up to billboard size and it doesn't lose any resolution. That's the big advantage of vector graphics programs. The other kind of graphics is raster graphics, also known as pixel graphics. Now, pixel graphics are made up of dots. The problem with raster graphics is that when you blow them up to a large size, eventually you start to be able to see those dots. And if you blow it up big enough, then you'll only see the dots. But the raster graphics programs, they can also create photographs that are very detailed with almost an infinite color depth. By color depth, what I mean is the number of colors that make up the image. Raster graphics right now is what all cell phone cameras take their pictures as. A raster graphics program, they say, okay, this first picture element pixel is going to be a sky blue, and this one, this one, this one, this one, and then we start getting white for the clouds, and it goes through every single one of the dots in that raster graphics image. I'm not going to get into the details of raster graphics images and vector graphics images, other than to tell you that those are the two main kinds of pictures or graphics that you will need to work with when you're building whatever graphics you need to do. Right up at the top, I want to tell you my very favorite, as of this moment, graphics suite of programs is Affinity series of programs by the Serif publisher out of England. Now, the reason I have them at the #1 spot on my list right now is two things, and that is, number one, the capabilities that it has, which are huge amount of capabilities, and the pricing. And the third element, of course, is the licensing, which is kind of part of the pricing. Now, the Affinity set of programs, it comes with a set of 3 programs that you can purchase, or you can purchase them all at once. It has a vector graphics program, which is called Affinity Designer. It has a raster graphics program, which is Affinity Photo, and it has a desktop publishing or layout program, which is Affinity Publisher. And those 3 programs are pretty much the functional equivalents of the state-of-the-art programs, which are those by Adobe software. The reason Adobe is not my favorite right now is their licensing and pricing. Let me compare the two programs as far as licensing and pricing. As of right now, today, and this is very late October 2023, you can get all 3 Affinity programs with a license to install them on all of your computers, whether they're PCs or Macs, and you get the iPad versions of all 3 programs for a single price of $164.99. It's called their Universal License. And this Universal License is not a monthly fee. It is a fee that is good for all of their upgrades until they come out with the next major version. Now, the major versions between version 1 and version 2. They're on version 2.2 plus right now. It took 3 years to get from version 1 to version 2. Version 2 just came out at the beginning of 2023 or right at the end of 2022. So I would expect you'll be into 2025 before they will come out with a new version 3. That may be updated, what with the advent of AI or artificial intelligence. But that price for all of the programs, for all the installations that you want, and for all of the platforms, I think is a very good bargain. My son is very fond of a Calvin and Hobbes cartoon where Calvin said, "Hey Dad, where did I come from?" And of course, in the cartoon dad says, "Oh, well, kids usually get bought in a kit form. They buy them and they put them together at home, and usually it costs about $500 to buy a child kit and put it together." And the kid said, "Oh, so you paid $500 for me and built me from a kit?" And Dad says, "Oh no, we bought you on the Kmart Blue Light Special. It's almost as good and a whole lot cheaper." And Chad, my son, just thought that was the funniest thing in the world. And that's what he applies to the Affinity software compared to the Photoshop, the InDesign, and I forget the Adobe publishing software, but the 3 programs that you would have to buy from Adobe is the Affinity programs. They're just about as good and a whole lot cheaper. I came to that conclusion on my own, apart from that cartoon comparison. But my second favorite program, and it used to be way down at the bottom of the list, is the Adobe suite of programs. Now, the reason they are not at the top of the list, as I said, is their licensing and their pricing. To get the same set of functionality from the Adobe software, you have to buy at least 3 programs. You have to buy Photoshop, you have to buy Illustrator, and you have to buy InDesign. And the cheapest way to buy those programs is to get a Creative Cloud license. And as of today, a Creative Cloud license costs $84.99 if you buy it on an annual basis. And on an annual basis, that comes to $1,019.88. And you have to pay that every year. Now, granted, for the Creative Cloud license, you also get access to all of the other Adobe programs, including Premiere Pro, the video editor, Audition, which I believe is their audio editing program. They have After Effects, which is their program where you can create motion graphics, and all of the other Adobe programs. And the reason they have come up off the bottom of my list up to second place on the list is 2 reasons. Number 1, you can buy that license if you are part of a nonprofit organization such as myself. I've been a member and a founder of a local community band, and we went through an organization called TechSoup, TechSoup, TechSoup.org, and we were able to file our 501c3 letter of approval from the IRS and get qualified to purchase through TechSoup, and we were able to purchase the Adobe Creative Cloud for about half price. One of the things that I really like about Adobe software is they have begun to build in artificial intelligence image generation into all of their products. It will create what they call generative fill. You can have a square image, and if you want an oblong image, you just drag the image wide and say fill it in, and it'll fill it in, and you can't tell the difference. I'm going to probably have some of those images right here as illustrations in this video. but the artificial intelligence is a game changer, and the fact that they're building it into Photoshop and they're building it into Illustrator, which it will also create vector art graphics just from a text prompt. You can look this up on YouTube or any other place and see demonstrations of this. It's not the purpose of this video to show you what these things can do, just to tell you what my favorite software is. So in the first place is Affinity suite of products because of the licensing and the pricing. In second place is now the Adobe suite of products through the Creative Cloud license, and only because I can get it through the TechSoup nonprofit organization discount. If I had to pay $1,000 a year retail for it just as a single person, it would be a big challenge for me to pull the trigger to do that. But they are, as I said earlier in the video, they are the industry standard as far as power goes in any of these programs. One of the things my son mentioned to me is that the Adobe software, they are so powerful, very few people use all of that power. Another thing is that Photoshop Elements is a much, shall we say, cut down version of Photoshop. I don't know if they're going to be including artificial intelligence and generative fill in that. So the future months hopefully will resolve that question. But you can get Photoshop Elements at a much lesser price than the full version of Photoshop. So those are my top two programs. Other programs I have used a lot. I have used Xara, X-A-R-A, by Magix, M-A-G-I-X. That's a company out of Germany. Xara used to be an English company, and they got bought out by Magix in Germany. And this is both vector and raster graphics in one program, and also in that program they build in web design, which I used a couple of times, and I just basically fell away from that because I didn't have the control I wanted when building websites. And as you have seen in my other videos, if you watch them, I now use WordPress and the Divi theme for all of the websites that I build. That's pretty much all I have as far as my favorite graphics programs. All of the thumbnail images you see on my YouTube videos, every single one of them for my vlog posts has been built in either Affinity Photo or Affinity Designer. And a lot of the previous, before 2023 videos I have posted have been built in some graphics program. Most of those were built in Xara Designer Pro. So those are the graphics programs I like. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give me that thumbs up. Leave a comment in the comment section below. Share this video with other people that you know that are using graphics programs. I'm going to put links both to Adobe and to Affinity in the comment section below this video. Those are not affiliate links. I don't make any money if you click on those links and buy the program. You may be wondering where I am right now. You see, I'm in a different location than usual. Well, my family and I are on vacation in Central Florida. We're in a condo unit, which is really a house in a row of houses that's owned by a company that rents it through Airbnb. This particular house has 9 bedrooms, which is a good thing because we have 14 people staying here, and it's a pretty nice unit. You can see by this lovely artwork on the wall behind me that they have all kinds of taste. I'm not going to say whether it's good taste or bad taste. I'll let you make that judgment as far as decorations go. But overall, we're very pleased with the unit, and so far we're having a really good time. And all of the family right now has gone out to do stuff with kids, and I'm sitting here making a video because I wanted to get this video out for you out there on my YouTube viewing channel, and wanted to thank you all for doing that. And if you're a subscriber already, thank you so much. I appreciate every single one of you. And if you're not a subscriber, hey, why not go ahead right now and click that subscribe button and then the bell icon, and YouTube will let you know by email when I post another great video right here on David's Tutorials and Vlog Channel. Take care, everybody. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.